beloved brothers and sisters. In many teachings, there is mention of right thinking and right action. These are the actions and the words that you could express that would be the most likely to give you a beneficial outcome. When the ego grabs a hold of this concept, these become rules. And the adherence to these rules are guidelines so that you can have a life that is less stressful and more certain, ostensibly, than just doing what seems like a good idea at the time. And while many of these rules came from an inspired place, they fall short in the extremes. As it turns out, right thinking and right action is not a static concept, but rather the willingness to be open to hearing the guidance from Holy Spirit from moment to moment. At one point, right thinking and right action might lead to very, very different results. There are times to speak up and times to be quiet. There are times to assert yourself in a situation and times to just observe. There are actions to take and actions not to take. And you will never understand what is right to be done in any particular moment unless you're listening to something that isn't your ego, something that isn't just rules-based. The problem with rules is that, one, they're inflexible, and two, they tend to bring up judgment and guilt, because if you don't follow the rules, you feel bad. And if you do follow the rules, you expect an outcome and are surprised when you don't often get it. So right action and right speaking vary from moment to moment. And while we all want wisdom, we can't apply the wisdom in every circumstance that made sense in a previous circumstance. The answer is to be open moment to moment to the guidance that you're being given and relinquish your idea of right and wrong and good and bad and what you think things mean and what you think needs to be done and needs to be said, everything you think. And in doing so, the surrender to the guidance is what allows you to live a miraculous life. Sometimes, before you can surrender to the guidance, it's helpful to just question what you're so certain about. The rightness or wrongness of any action or words. Just question that. Ask yourself, is that always true? Because remember, the truth is true always. It starts with a desire to know the truth, to be interested in knowing more than your perceptions can show you, and a willingness to trust that. The guidance is always being given, never being forced upon you. And your freedom is never taken away if you choose not to listen. But if you choose to listen, you get to be the instrument that is played in harmony with the will of the Father. I love you very much. I'll speak with you again soon.